All right, good day, mathematics students. So, welcome once again to our TTL2 class. So, I'm very excited to explore another important topic with you today. Okay, so before we begin, how are you all feeling today? Okay, are you all physically and emotionally prepared for today's discussion? Okay, so I hope the answer is yes, no, because we have a lot to learn and discover together today. So, in our last session, we discussed the assessment and evaluation of ICT in mathematics teaching and learning. We also explored how technology plays a vital role in education and examine various digital tools that enhance collaboration and learning. So, the key takeaway was that technology integration in mathematics education helps improve students' engagement, provides interactive learning experiences, and supports personalized instruction. Okay, so I hope that you learned something from our previous discussion. Okay, so before we dive into our new topic, let's start with a fun game called Guess the Gibberish. So I know that you're all familiar with this game. So I will just show you a gibberish phrase, and your task is to figure out the real word or the phrase based on how it sounds when spoken aloud. Okay, so are you all ready? Okay, I hope so. Now let's begin. Now, the first one, what do you think? Social media. Okay, what do you think is this? All right, this is social media. Next is key three N's. Key three N's. What do you think is this? Okay, so this is K-trans. All right. Next, what do you think is this? Okay, so this is Windows Mobile. Okay, next. All right, so this is mobile phones. And lastly, all right, so this is community. Okay, now did you get a perfect score? All right, I hope so, no? So now that we've warmed up, what do you think our topic for today might be? So any guesses based on the game? Okay, what's on your mind? All right, so today we will discuss about engaging in a community of learners and K-trends in ICT. Okay, but before we begin, let's look at our learning objectives for today. So, at the end of the lesson, 85% of the students are expected to first illustrate the engagement of community of learning. Next is identify the features in the call or the community of learning and the K trends in ICT. And lastly, create a cloud of community of learners. Okay, now BS Ed Math, can we all achieve these learning objectives? All right, I hope so. Okay, before anything else, I would like to ask you what comes to your mind when you hear this African proverb, it takes a village to raise a child? Okay, what comes into your mind? Okay, so this proverb emphasizes the importance of collective effort in learning and personal growth. So, education is not just the responsibility of a single teacher or student, it is a collaborative process involving the teachers, students, parents, and the entire community. So, this concept directly connects to our topic for today, which is the communities of learning. where multiple individuals work together to support learning, share their knowledge, and achieve common educational goals. So, the African proverb, "it takes a village to raise a child," highlights the idea that a child's growth and success depend on the collective efforts of an entire community rather than just the influence of a single person such as ang atong mga parents or just a teacher. So, which means that the education, the character development, and our life skills are best nurtured when the teachers, the parents, peers, and the community work together to provide guidance, encouragement, and learning opportunities. So, again, the education is a shared responsibility. So, it is not our learning is not limited only to the classroom. So, our parents, the teachers, community members, and even peers contribute to our educational journey. And when students feel supported by their community, school, and the family, we often develop confidence, curiosity, and the motivation to learn. So, in a community of learners, students and educators share their knowledge, experiences, and their perspective, making learners more or making the learning more engaging and effective. So, learning does not stop when school ends. So, the society continues to shape an individual's knowledge, our skills, and the values throughout our life. So, again, the key takeaway for this one is that learning is not a solitary journey. So, it thrives in a collaborative, supportive, and engaged community. So, just like a village working together to raise a child. So, after all, "it takes a village to educate a child" is undoubtedly true. Okay. All right. Now let's dive in what is a community of learners. Now, a community of learners or COLs there refers to or it is refers to a group of students, teachers, and other stakeholders who collaborate to enhance learning and improve educational outcomes. So the key features of the community of learners first is the collaboration, where students and teachers work together to solve problems and construct knowledge. Secondly is the shared goals. Of course, everyone in the learning community aims for common educational achievements. Next is the mutual support. So members help and motivate each other to succeed. And lastly, the active participation. So learning happens through discussions, group activities, and peer feedback. So those are the key features of COL. Again, the collaboration, shared goals, mutual support, and the active participation. Now, the IGI Global 2020 cited the following descriptions and concept of community of learning taken from various sources. So, first is the collaborative learning group. So, it is the where the students solve mathematical problems together, discuss the solutions, and learn from each other. So, this is the collection of participants in a course who work cooperatively and collaboratively in solving tasks that lead the consensus and collective understanding of ideas. Next is community of learners. So, it can be defined as a group of people who share values and beliefs and who actively engage in learning from one another. So it could be learners from teachers, teachers from learners, and learners from learners. So they thus create a learning centered environment in which students and educators are actively and intentionally constructing knowledge together. So learning communities are connected, cooperative, and supported. So peers are interdependent in that they have joint responsibility for learning and share resources and point of view while sustaining a mutually respectful and cohesive environment. Also, The COL also defined as a group of people who share values and beliefs and who are actively engaged in learning from one another. Next is a community of practice. Okay, so this means that a group continuously work together to develop shared skills and strategies. So those are a group of people who share a joint enterprise that is understood and continually negotiated by its member. They have a mutual engagement that binds members together into a social entity and have created a shared repertoire of communal responses. So it is a way of thinking, being, and doing that members have developed over time. Next is the professional learning community, which is the teachers collaborate to improve instructional methods and student learning. So, those are a group of teachers who are actively engaged in collectively constructing meaning. All right, next is evolving learning community. So it is a flexible learning group that adapts to new knowledge and trends. So those are a group of, it could be a group of learners on the edge of new learning and under continuous reflection. So the new community learning comes in a various shapes and sizes. So it is not one size fits all mentality. Next is, or lastly, the socially supported learning group. So which means the students and teachers can work together to enhance learning through social interaction. Uh, so it could be a group of students, including the instructional facilitator, who come together with the intention to learn information while also supporting the larger group's instructional understandings and effort. So this term reflects a philosophical understanding that learning is not just a singular activity, but instead it is a socially supported effort. All right, so those are the cited descriptions and concept of community of learners taken from various sources. Okay, now let me ask you a question. What is the relevance of community of learners or learning in education? So basically, why are communities of learning important? All right, so communities of learning enhances our understanding. So the group discussions and collaborative problem solving deepens our comprehension. Next is it encourage active engagement. So the students explore, question, and analyze math concept rather than just memorizing formulas. Next, it builds our social and communication skills. So we can improve the teamwork, our critical thinking, and our confidence. Next, it promotes lifelong learning. So the community of learning or learners help students to develop a mindset of continuous growth. And lastly, it also improve our teaching methods. So as a future educators, it shares best practices and refine our instructional strategies. So those are the relevance of the community of learning in education and why it is important. All right, do you understand? Okay, I hope so. Now let's dive into the key trends in ICT. Okay, so as technology evolves, the field of information and communication technology or the ICT continues to shape education. So here are some key trends. First is the convergent. It is the combination of different technologies into a single system. So basically, the convergence is the synergy of a various technological advancement working together, working towards a common goal or task. So it refers to the integration of different functionalities into a single device or system, significantly enhancing its utility and user experience. So for instance, the mobile phones have evolved from rare communication tools into a multifunctional devices capable of gaming, music streaming, internet browsing, and more. All right. Now, okay, now let's proceed to the examples of technological convergence. So it has an examples. First is the mobile phones. So mobile phones are originally developed for communication, diba? But mobile phones have now become essential due to their convergence, which means that modern smartphones can be used for gaming, listening to music, conducting research, making online payments, and even performing fitness tracking. So, the integration of these diverse functionalities into a single device exemplifies the concept of convergence. Okay, so that is one of the example of the technological convergence. Secondly is the three-in-one printer. So this is another example of convergent technology, which is the three-in-one printer. So it combines the printing, scanning, and the photocopying capabilities into one devices only. So this multifunctionality enhances the productivity and convenience for users. So did you understand the convergence? So basically the convergent, it is just the merging technologies for a unified experience. Okay, now second one is the social media. So as we all know, the social media has revolutionized communication, acting as a game changer in the ICT landscape. So it has expanded the coverage of communication, allowing for comprehensive interaction without physical presence. So the social media platforms today enable the creation of groups, forming broad audiences for announcement and interactions from the comfort of one's home. So okay, now social media has also become an integral part of business. So it presents opportunities for earning and developing careers. So one significant role is the social media manager, or it is a profession born from the necessity to manage the robust presence of businesses on platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and that Twitter. So these platforms allow businesses to reach a global audience and engage with the potential customers effectively. Oh, right. Now, there are types of social media. So, social media platforms are designed with a specific purposes that classify them into types. First is the social network. So, it enables communication and connections among users, for example, the Facebook. Next is the bookmarking sites. So, bookmarking sites allows users to save and manage links to various websites, for example, the Pinterest. Next is the social news. So we have the sites where user can post news items or links, for example, the Reddit. Next is the media sharing. So it is the platform for sharing media content like images, music, and video. So one of the example of this for media sharing is Instagram. Next is microblogging. So for microblogging, it focuses on brief updates and posts. So for example, the Twitter. And lastly, the vlogs and forums. So vlogs and forums allows user to post content and engage in discussion such as Tumblr. Okay, so those are the types of social media. Again, the social networks, bookmarking sites, social news, media sharing, microblogging, and the vlog and forums. Okay, now let's proceed to the mobile technologies. So, as we all know that mobile devices right now is beyond communication. So, what it is initially designed for communication, mobile technologies right now support various functionalities, transforming how we live and work, and can host an array of applications including e-wallets for online banking and digital payments, and making them indispensable tools in our daily or everyday life. Now, there are operating systems for mobile devices. Okay, so the efficiency of mobile devices largely depends on their operating system or OS, so which are crucial for device functionality. So First is the iOS. So iOS, it is used exclusively by Apple devices like iPhones and iPads. Next is the Android. So Android is very common to us. So it is an open source OS developed by Google and widely used by various manufacturers such as Samsung and Xiaomi. Next is the BlackBerry OS. So BlackBerry OS is just specific to BlackBerry devices. Next is Windows Mobile. So Windows Mobile are developed by Microsoft for smartphones and pocket PCs. And lastly, the Symbian. So Symbian are initially used by Nokia for its durable and reliable mobile phones. Okay, so take note of the operating system for mobile devices. All right, now let's dive into the assistive media. So assistive media, so this is refers to the technologies and services designed to help individuals with impairments or disabilities. So high technology is often involved in assistive media to provide significant capabilities, enhancing the quality of life for the user. So examples of assistive media. First is the voice command technology. So for the voice command technology, it is a notable example of assistive media designed to help those who are blind or otherwise unable to interact with the traditional devices. So by simply speaking commands, user can operate their devices and access content like playing music or smart home systems. Okay? Next is the bionic body part. So bionic body parts such as robotic legs are being developed to aid individuals with physical impairments. So these advanced prosthetics can sync with the other user's movement, providing a near neutral experience and improving mobility and independence. And lastly, the audiobooks and talking calculators. So audiobooks and talking calculators provide accessible options for users with visual impairments, allowing them to enjoy literature and perform calculations through audio assistance. Okay? All right, so those are the examples of assistive media. Okay, again, what are those key trends? First is, again, the convergence or the merging technologies. Next is the social media. Third is the mobile technology. And lastly, the assistive media. All right, take note of those. Okay, so after discussing the key trends in ICT, let me ask you a question. As a future educator, why is it important to be aware of the key trends in ICT? Okay. Again, why is it important for us to be aware of the key trends in ICT? Okay, so as future educators, it is crucial to stay informed about ICT trends because, first, technology enhances student engagement. Second, it makes learning more accessible and inclusive. Third, it helps teachers implement innovative teaching methods. And lastly, it prepares students for future careers in a digital world. Okay, so those are the reasons why staying informed about the ICT trends is important or crucial to us as a future educators. All right. Okay, to sum it up, a community of learners or COL fosters collaboration, critical thinking, and deeper learning in mathematics education, while the ICT trends are transforming the way we teach and learn, making education more interactive, accessible. So, as a future educators, we must embrace the innovations and adapt to new teaching strategies for the benefit of our students. Okay? All right, so I guess we are done with our topic today. I hope that you learned something from our discussion today. And if you have any questions regarding our topic, you can comment down into our comment section and I will answer your questions, okay? All right, now let's proceed to our activity. So, for your activity, it is the exploration using web platform for social change. So, what you are going to do is first you have to identify one problem in your community and imagine that you are going to create a website to persuade both community leaders and members to solve the problems. So, after identifying one problem in your community, what we're going to do is you are going to fill up this form. So you will write the community problem, your campaign name, the type of social media that you are going to use, the website use, what will be the content of your social media site, and why did you choose that type of social media, and why did you choose that website, okay? Is that clear? All right. Now, if you have any questions about the discussion as well as the activity, you can just comment down into our comment section. And for your assignment, you are going to create a visual representation of the word community by designing a word cloud. So you are going to use a variety of relevant words that reflect the essence of a strong and supportive community. Show your creativity through colors, fonts, and layout while demonstrating a clear understanding of the topic. So, your word cloud should highlight key values such as collaboration, inclusivity, and shared learning. So, this is for your assignment. You're going to write this, so you are going to use short bond paper for this one. All right, is this clear? Okay. All right, I guess we're done with our discussion today. I hope you learned something from me. And thank you for listening and see you soon. Goodbye.